Listen up, because what happened this week is a perfect example of why this country is so divided. We're not talking about a debate over policy. We are talking about a top law enforcement official, Pam Bondi, going on national television, aiming a political missile and firing what Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett calls a direct threat at a sitting member of Congress. This deep dive is about the moment Crockett stood up and delivered the ultimate constitutional reality check, completely shredding the case for political intimidation. This isn't just politics as usual. This is a battle over whether the Department of Justice will be used as a political weapon. Stick with me, hit that like button, and subscribe because you need to understand every layer of this institutional breakdown. The story starts with Crockett's own words, a philosophical pivot that changes the entire argument. She drags the committee back into the present moment. Joe Biden is not the president anymore. It sounds simple, but it's a profound call to action. She argues that too many members of Congress are living in the past, relitigating old grievances and running an outdated political playbook. Crockett is demanding that Congress stop acting like a courtroom performing partisan trials and start acting like a legislature, writing laws to fix the problems that people actually care about. And she connects this dysfunction directly to why you, the American public, don't trust government agencies anymore. It's not because the agencies are always wrong. It's because the elected leaders, her colleagues, keep weaponizing every narrative, confusing the public, and turning every issue into a political circus. Then she delivers a moment of raw human vulnerability. She acknowledges the elephant in the room. She looks at the chairman, the political opposite, and agrees with him on one terrifying fact. Threats against members of Congress are soaring. Regardless of what side of the aisle they sit on, they are all enduring an increase in death threats. And that, she says, is what makes the next move by Pam Bondi so dangerous. This brings us to the core of the confrontation. Pam Bondi, a figure deeply associated with the former administration, went on national television, or as Crockett sharply calls it, faux news, and referenced Crockett in a way Crockett interpreted as an attempt to intimidate her. Crockett views this as a clear signal of the DOJ's focus: retribution, not justice. Think about the chilling message that sends. When the highest level of law enforcement targets a lawmaker, it doesn't just threaten that individual, it threatens the entire legislative branch. It gives tacit permission for extreme actions. This is the point where the script turns into a constitutional defense. Crockett is defending her right to dissent. Her initial comments about Elon Musk, which sparked the entire chain of events, were criticism, not incitement. She stands by her right to criticize powerful people, wealthy figures, and corporations who she believes operate above the law. She points out that the rest of us can't sit around and get federal contracts or special law enforcement protection just because we have a lot of money. The question isn't whether she was right about Musk. The question is, why did a top law enforcement figure try to turn her free speech into a matter for political persecution? This leads directly to her ultimate counterargument: equal justice. Why is a billionaire able to get special federal resources and protection that the average working American can't dream of? Why is justice applied differently based on wealth, politics, or race? The perception that justice is not applied consistently is why the country is torn apart. She demands that the focus be on right versus wrong, not left versus right. I want to know what you think of Crockett's central claim. Is the DOJ's focus truly on retribution as she suggests, or is this just political grandstanding? The gravity of a sitting lawmaker accusing the Department of Justice of political weaponization is enormous. Drop your take on the DOJ threat accusation in the comments below. Your engagement on this deep institutional topic is crucial. Crockett then escalates the danger, revealing that multiple other members of Congress have received what they describe as intimidating letters from the DOJ. This confirms her fear. This isn't an isolated incident, it's a pattern of intimidation designed to silence dissent. She is standing up not just for herself, but for the entire legislative body's right to oversight and free speech. The script concludes with a powerful personal appeal that anchors her entire argument in human reality. She shares the story of why she became a public defender, not to only help people who look like her, but because representation matters. Because when she walks into a courtroom, clients who have been ignored and profiled finally see someone who understands their reality. Her closing message is that serving the public requires empathy, credibility, and diversity. Qualities she argues are being actively undermined by a political culture that encourages divisive rhetoric and selective enforcement. If you appreciate this kind of deep dive analysis that cuts through the noise and explains the real institutional battles happening in Washington, I need you to do 3 things. Hit that like button. It helps us keep following these complex stories. Subscribe and share this video with anyone who believes that law enforcement should serve all people, not just the wealthy and the politically powerful.